Is there ever a point in your round where you need to hit the fairway? It could be when you have an amazing score going, you're starting to feel the pressure, or it could be that you're just driving terribly and the fairways are just really tight. Well, in this video, we're going to give you a technique which will guarantee that you will hit more fairways with the Fairway Finder. Check this out. So Kevin, look, it's always nice to hit fairways, but I think what we want to do in this video is, what about if you've got a really good score going and everyone watching this has been in that same position? What about if you've got a hole which is really tight fairway? And if we look at the best players who've played the game, Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus, they've had a specific shot which has allowed them to hit more fairways when the pressure's on the back nine of a major championship. I always think about Tiger 2019 and the Masters. On the back nine on Sunday, I don't think he missed a fairway because he hit this predictable shot which was all about finding fairways and perhaps not about getting loads of distance. Now I know you like to hit the ball a long way.
If I can.
If you can, if you can. But what I am going to do on this one is just going to go through a Fairway Finder for you. But what we have to say is as well, we've just done a lesson with Kevin. So this is his second lesson today, all about driving and hitting the ball a lot straight. He was hitting a lot of shots well left. Make sure you check that out by downloading the app down below. Click the link and checking that out. So what I want you to do, Kevin, is we're going to aim for the bunker in the middle of the fairway. That's our line, yeah? Okay, so just tee one up first of all for me, and we're going to make an adjustment straight away for you. And this is really simple. We're going to use kind of an amalgamation of what some really straight hitters have done to allow you to hit this Fairway Finder. So the first thing we're going to do, if we think about a high tee means distance, it means hitting up on the golf ball, it means optimizing your launch angle and all that sort of stuff. But it also means the ball's going to be in the air for longer, and it also means it's got more chance of then drifting off. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to lower it down. Okay, so just lower the tee for me, even more than that. We actually already lowered it in the lesson we did with Kevin. So this is really quite low now. So this is what Sergio Garcia does when he wants to hit the golf ball straight. So we're using Sergio straight away. The next thing is we're going to have some practice swings to the side. So how far do you hit your driver? On the carry, normally?
On the carry, maybe about 230.
230 to 240 maybe,
yeah.
I think I've seen you do a 240. Yeah. So what we're going to do with this one is, I'm going to give you the intention of trying to hit this one 220. So you're going to hit it less distance in the air. Now if we think about it, when you're hitting a 7-iron, it's a very specific yardage that we're looking for. When you're in 8-iron, very specific yardage. When we're hitting a driver, we kind of go, you know what, let's just hit it a long way. Whereas if we actually focus on saying, I normally carry it 230 to 240. Let's see if we can carry it 220. Straight away, we have a very different mindset now. This is something that Jim Furyk actually does. So we're teeing the ball low, we're going for a certain yardage, and we're also then just going to get you to sticky finish. So generally what happens is when we are trying to hit a driver, we'll often lose balance, we'll step away from the shot. All you're going to do on this one is you're going to try and carry it 220, which is less distance, and you're going to sticky finish. Yeah? Makes sense?
Yep.
So have some practice swings like that. He's smiling already. You're really going to make me lose a little bit of distance, but what we are going to do is make it a lot easier to hit the fairway. So he's playing on Saturday morning at the Shropshire, and he's on the back nine. He's got his best score going. He's on that golf course where there's lots of water. He's going to put this into play. Okay. Now it probably hasn't carried 210, but it's probably carried around about 190. So it was a little bit low on the face, but guess what?
It's straight.
It went dead straight. And sometimes this has got to be a shot that isn't the prettiest of shots. It's got to be functional and it's got to hit the fairway. So I like that shot straight away. So see what happens again. Now hopefully this one will go a little bit higher up the face, but again, you only want to hit this 220 and you're going to stick the finish. Getting a bit out the heel, lost your balance a bit that time, so we'll hit the fairway again. So that's 2 out of 2, but again, not your best. It's really weird having that tee height that low, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
If you are used to teeing the ball high up and you tee it this low, it will feel so strange, but trust me, it will help you hit the fairway. Again, think on this shot as it has to be functional, it has to hit the fairway. Loses a bit of distance, that's okay. Stick that finish from this one, Kevin. 220 carry. Then maybe a little bit out the heel, but the technology brings it back onto the fairway again. So Sean, who's on camera, says, I want to hit 3 shots that hit the fairway in a row. You've just done that. Let's go one more. If that was the last 3 holes where you had to hit the fairway, you'd be really happy. That's what we're after. And it's what you'll probably find as well when we do this. You may well develop this shape.
Yep.
So what happens? I'll borrow the club a second there. So what generally happens when we tee it lower, we take this part of the club out of place, so the high toe. When we take the high toe out of play, it really makes it hard to hit really wild shots. So if we then go more like this area here, so low heel, that's kind of what you've been doing. But that's exactly what Tiger was doing. Tiger would make sure that he wants to hit his low heel on the driver face, which allows him to start it a little bit left and it cuts back onto the fairway. So if you and Tiger are doing the same thing, then maybe that's not a bad thing. Let's make it 5 out of 5. Low tee, you and Tiger doing the same thing. And the one thing is now, it's very predictable in a way that it is now just hitting the fairway. Now they're probably not carrying at that 220, but what they are doing is they're carrying just under 200 yards, sorry. They're now running as they hit the fairway as well. It's a fairway finder.
Yeah.
So 100%, it might not look the prettiest of shots, but it's definitely hitting the fairway. So look, let's recap this. This is 100% going to help you. If you're on the back nine, you got a good score going, tee it lower. Play to a certain yardage, which is a little bit less than you'd normally carry it, and then make sure you stick that finish. So make sure you watch Kevin's lesson. We literally went from hitting every tee shot to the left, or even a couple that were skied, to actually hitting some beautiful little draws into the middle of the fairway. And the way you do that is click the link down below, download the app, and start your 7-day free trial, and we look forward to seeing you there.